I think it's important to question yourself, question other teachers, find the truth for yourself, because it needs to be your experience. Somebody can tell you your oneness, your infinite being, the open space of awareness, but point you, and it's not to blindly go there, it's to experience it for yourself. So it's a matter of, if you're listening to something that sends you to that place, it's to feel into that place and to know it for yourself, not feel like, oh, they've guided me there, so it's all right if I listen to them, then I can get it, and then I lose it. You already are it, and they're pointing you to who you are. You're experiencing who you are, and then the mind and attention is going back out into the world saying, I've lost it, I'm not it, I can only get there if Mooji guides me there, or Rupert Spira, or whoever you listen to. Brilliant to listen to them, just as you're listening to me. I'm not saying I'm brilliant, but it's your direct experience that's important. So when they guide you to that place of awareness and you feel it, it's easy to fall asleep to it, in it, and not actually think, okay, they've led me here, I'm here, what is this for me? What is this direct experience? Because that is who you are, that direct experience. And it's a turning into that and resting as that reveals that as your natural state, and then that is your natural state. It already is your natural state, but the attention goes out into the world of duality, so you feel like you become out in the world as a separate person. Or when I want to rest back home, when I listen to Mooji and Rupert, oh, and it's so lovely, but now I've got to go into the world. It's like you're picking up an identity. They're showing you who you are, you're resting as who you are, and then you think you've dropped it. But they've shown you who you are. So you're picking up over and over again an identity. So when you're being shown who you are, and we could do a little guided into that place, it's to know that is your identity, not your identity. That is who you are. I mean, even if you do identify as that, that's better than identifying as a separate person in the world. And it's just the attention going out. And what's needed is the attention to come in. The attention goes out into the world. And it's a matter of, you're identifying as a person out into the world, seemingly through two eyes, identifying as a separate person. But it's that turning in, that resting back, that natural state of being before the mind's engaged, before thought. That is who you are. So it's to investigate that place when you are resting as that, and who you're not has dropped away for a moment, that outside view has dropped away for a few moments, is to know this is who you are. This is who you truly are. And all of that out there is appearing in this, who you truly are. It's just to bring yourself back to your truth of who you are, and to investigate that, not just to take it as what Mooji says or what I say. It's to see that that is your, I want to say identity, and I think other people are going to criticize me for that, but I don't care. If that's who you are. You're not a separate person identifying as that. I think that's perhaps where it could be sticky. You are that. So the separate person has dropped. You are that oneness, your natural state of being. Prior to your mind, your thoughts, concepts, building of a person in the world. Just drop all of that just for a few moments and bring yourself back. When I say bring yourself back, rest as and let go of. So rest as your true nature and let go of anything that's after this. Investigate this feeling, this direct experience of oneness. The direct experience of just being. Of being prior to everything else arising in the world. Just this, prior to thoughts. There's nothing to work out. The mind is after this, so we can let the mind rest. Or if it doesn't want to rest, let it chatter. But you are prior to the mind, prior to the activity of the mind. You are this. Open field of awareness. The unboundless place of being, resting back as this. And experience this. Experience yourself as this. This is who you are. Not as an individual. Prior to the individual. Just the feeling sense. I am. I exist. There is awareness. Prior to anything else arising, there is just this. You are just this prior to anything else. Again and again, this is it. Prior to any projection, any concept, this. Prior to the mind. The mind's thoughts are arising in this, and you are this. Know that this is you, not the individual you, but the vast sea of awareness, the vast openness of who you are is this. The individual is picked up after, the mind is after this. This is prior to all of that. Rest as this again and again. There is only this. Everything else arises out of this, and you are this. There'll be a feeling sense that you come out of this after, when you stand up from your chair. Just bring yourself back to this. It's not, the individual is not coming, your awareness. Bring your awareness back to this. This is awareness. The words are tricky. It's prior to the mind. So bring your awareness. Stay as awareness. Stay as awareness. So you stand up out of your chair, but you stay as awareness. You cross the room, but you stay as awareness. People talk to you and you stay as awareness. Not the individual staying as awareness. Awareness as awareness. Driving your car, you are awareness, and everything is arising in that awareness. You're fully functioning as awareness. Stay as awareness. There'll be things that may irritate the mind, frustration, anger, all that is arising in awareness. Stay as awareness. There'll be the thought, I've lost it. Stay as awareness. That thought is arising in awareness. I've lost it arises in awareness. It's just a thought. I'm not getting it. It's just a thought. I've lost it. It's just a thought. All of those are arising in awareness. Stay as awareness. This awareness is who you are. And everything is simply arising in this awareness. It's your natural state of being. It's just who you are. It feels like your everyday experience. It's what you experience. But there is identification with a person in the world experiencing. But you are prior to that. You are just what experiences everything. The person, other people, the trees, it's all arising in this one awareness, this one place of being, the most effortless place, prior to doing, prior to the mind, prior to thoughts, just this. Rest. Rest home. It feels like relief. But even that feeling is coming in the awareness. My words are in the awareness. Everything is appearing in awareness. You are that awareness, that effortless place of being. And because this is you, it's always here. What is always here? What's always been here throughout your life? When you were 2, what was observing the food being ready on the table? When you were 5, what was observing the food being ready on the table? When you were 10, there's something that's constant and has never changed. The same things have happened. You've eaten food, you've seen a plate on the table and you've eaten food, but there's always been, so that's always changed. The meals have changed, the colour of the plates have changed, the person serving the food has changed, you've made the food, but when you sit down and look at that plate, there's something that's never changed, and that's who you are. The thing in which everything arises. And there'll be moments where everything else drops away and you experience yourself totally. And then it's almost as if you pick up the identity of the person and off you go. And your attention goes out to the person in the world. And you act from that. But you are always this. You never lose it. It's always here. Whether you know it or not. Whether your mind is aware of it or not. It's just taming the mind. Experiencing awareness, your natural state, that's the closest thing to you. Know that. Know that that is you. You can't not be you. Not the individual you. Not the I, not the small I. Not the person in the world being pushed and pulled and things are happening to me and this life and I can't cope anymore and this is awful and the resistance, that's the body mind. And there's that identification that's gone out to that body mind, to those experiences because they're very real. They are how we experience the world. Sights, taste, touch, all very real. But they're appearing in awareness. You have identified as that completely understandably. But you are prior to all of that. And that's why people say it's simple, because you're already it. The mind will be frustrated with that, because the mind thinks it's the main act. And that's fine. Don't wrestle with the mind. You're prior to the mind. See that you are that. What's prior to the mind. So it feels like a blank piece of paper. And everything else is written on that. It feels open. It feels it can take on any flavour, but at this point, it's beautifully blank. I don't want the mind to think blank is boring. And quite often you notice it, but your mind tells you, well, I need to do something now. So if any teachers can give you that sense of it, the sense of you, I'm calling it, but it is you. So if a teacher can guide you to that place, just rest in that place and know that that is who you are, and you're not going to leave it. Wherever you go, you are it. The attention goes out from it, and you think you've left it. But it's the background of everything. It's the background of being in the world. It's the background. You go out to the foreground and look for happiness. But you are the background of all of life, and that is happiness. It's wholeness. You're already complete. You don't need happiness. You are it. You don't need. You feel completely content. You're just whole, home, resting. It feels so good because it's who you are. I hope this has helped.